Welcome to Atmara. Let this moment be a gentle invitation to stillness. You sit in stillness for a moment, and the world softens around you. A gentle breeze brushes your skin, carrying with it a subtle rhythm, like the echo of something ancient, something wise. It is in this quiet place that you begin to feel the presence of karma, not as a weight, not as a rule, but as a hum beneath all things, a pulse woven into the fabric of life. In the Hindu tradition, karma is not a system of punishment or reward. It is not a divine judgment or a cosmic scoreboard. It is instead the energy of intention, the echo of thought, the unfolding of cause into effect, not because someone watches, but because life itself listens. Every choice you make resonates. The Sanskrit word karma means action, but not just action in the physical sense. Karma includes speech. It includes thought. Even a quiet feeling you hold in your chest has the power to ripple through the subtle layers of existence. You are never separate from the web you weave. You may imagine karma like a silent garden. Every time you act, every time you think, you plant something, a seed of joy or of pain or of something yet unnamed. And while you cannot always see the seed as it grows, its roots are alive beneath the surface. You are both the gardener and the one who will walk through that garden tomorrow. This is not a system built on fear. It is a path of clarity. According to the ancient Hindu scriptures, karma is not fate. You are not trapped by your past, nor condemned by some invisible ledger. Instead, you are given infinite chances to respond, to soften, to learn, to act again with more care. Karma is not there to punish you. It is there to teach you. It is believed that the laws of karma move through the universe like waves. Some are small, rippling gently through the day. Others are long and deep, returning years later, or even lifetimes later. But all of them, every wave, responds to the energy you carry in this moment. There is a Sanskrit phrase, yatha karma, tata phalam. As the action, so the result. Simple, circular, profound. But karma does not say, be afraid to act. It invites you instead to act with awareness. You may begin to notice how each small thing matters. The way you speak when no one is listening. The thoughts you feed in silence. The patience you show when it's not deserved. These are not invisible. They are the threads of karma, gently shaping your path ahead. Some believe that karma is immediate. You do good, good returns. You cause harm, harm follows. But the Hindu philosophy suggests something subtler. Karma is not always direct. It can arrive in different forms, different seasons. You may not see it coming, but it carries your name in a language older than memory. You are not powerless here. Every breath is a chance to begin again. Karma reminds you that you are a creator, not of outcomes, but of energy, of presence, of the way you move through the world. You do not control the winds, but you shape the sail. Your awareness is the compass. Your compassion is the anchor. Let yourself rest for a moment in this truth. You are always in motion, and karma moves with you. It does not follow to punish, nor does it lead to reward. It walks beside you, a silent companion, reflecting your inner world in the mirror of life. Think now of a time you felt the result of a past choice. Perhaps it was immediate. Perhaps it came much later. Can you see the link, however subtle, between who you were and what came to be? Karma asks, not for guilt, only recognition. Quiet understanding. In this understanding, you begin to step into your power, not through force, but through presence. The present moment becomes sacred, because in this moment, you plant the seeds that tomorrow will grow. This is why the sages speak of mindfulness, not as a trend, not as escape, but as the only true freedom within a world of ripples. So you return to this breath, and then the next, not rushing, not controlling, simply aware. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to remember, to walk gently, to watch how your thoughts shape your speech, how your speech becomes habit, how your habit becomes destiny. Karma is not a rule, it is a rhythm, and in this rhythm, you find your place. You begin to listen, not to the loudest voice, but to the quiet echo behind your actions. You begin to ask, what am I really offering to the world in this moment? What energy am I leaving behind? The answers are never far. They rise like still water when the mind grows quiet. And so you pause. You sit in the presence of yourself, knowing that you do not need to run, or fix, or chase. You only need to act with sincerity, with awareness, and let karma move like the wind, not against you, but through you. You walk through a quiet field, the morning mist still clinging to the earth like a secret. Each step leaves a faint imprint in the dew, and for a moment you realize everything leaves a trace. In the same way, your actions, even the smallest ones, ripple outward, touching places you may never see. This is the essence of cause and effect, not as a concept to memorize, but as a rhythm to feel. According to the Hindu tradition, this rhythm is natural, unforced. It is not imposed by a deity or a rule. It is life reflecting back what you offer. Like a mirror that never lies, karma shows you not what you deserve, but what you send out. You smile at a stranger. They carry that warmth into their day. You speak with bitterness. That sharpness echoes beyond the moment. The world responds not to what you intend, but to what you express. This is why the sages encourage mindfulness not just in moments of meditation, but in every gesture. You are like a drop falling into a still pond. The ripples expand far beyond your reach. But they all began with that one drop, that one choice. This is how karma works. Not as a ledger, not as judgment, but as a flow of energy, from you through the world and back again. You may think, but what about when I try to do good and nothing comes of it? Or when someone acts with cruelty and seems untouched? In those moments, you're invited to look deeper. The law of karma does not operate on your timeline. The seeds you plant today may bloom in a different season, or even a different life. Imagine planting a tree. You water it, care for it, and yet, days pass, then weeks, before you see any green. But beneath the soil, something is happening. Roots are growing. The seed is listening to your care. Karma is like this. Invisible work with visible results. Eventually. You may never see the full impact of your kindness, but it moves quietly, like wind through leaves. It is felt, even when it is not seen. And so, you begin to trust, not in reward, but in rhythm. You understand that to speak gently, to act from truth, is to align with the current of the universe. This alignment becomes its own peace. You might recall a story. A sage once said, "A person throws anger into the world, and it returns like a shadow, never quite where they expect, but always theirs." This is the nature of cause and effect. You cannot control the exact shape of the return, but you can shape the origin. And this shaping begins now. You notice how your thoughts rise like waves. Some are soft, some are sharp. You do not need to follow all of them. You can observe, choose, respond. Karma begins even here, in the inner world. For thoughts have their own ripples. What you repeat in your mind becomes what you carry in your energy. Others feel this, even if they don't understand why. According to the Vedic philosophy, your manas, the mind, is the field of intention. It is here that karma first awakens. A thought becomes a word becomes an action, and action becomes destiny. But destiny is not fixed. You are not the prisoner of your past choices. You are the painter, holding the brush. Karma reminds you that your future is always being written by the color of your presence now. There's a phrase in the Bhagavad Gita: "You have the right to action, but not to its fruits." At first, this feels hard. We are used to doing things for results. But the Gita invites you to act without clinging, to sow seeds and release the need to see them bloom. You learn to trust the soil. When you act from truth, from compassion, from peace, you may not see immediate returns, but something shifts in you, around you. The path you walk becomes lighter, more aligned. Even if the world remains chaotic, your inner world is not shaken. This is the grace of karma. It shows you that what you give to the world, not in noise but in essence, is what forms the shape of your life. You look around now, and perhaps you wonder, how have my past choices led me here? What echoes am I walking through? And more importantly, what am I planting today? These are not questions of blame. They are invitations. You are not here to punish yourself for past actions. You are here to become aware, to move forward with deeper clarity. It is believed that even a small shift in intention can create great change, like adjusting a sail by just 1 degree and finding yourself on an entirely new shore. So you return to your breath. You slow down. You notice what you're feeling, not to judge it, but to bring light into the hidden corners of your being. And from this place of awareness, you begin to act, not from habit, not from fear, but from your center. Each time you pause before reacting, you rewrite karma. Each time you offer kindness, especially when it's hard, you shift the current. Each time you forgive, you cut a chain. This is not magic, it is mindfulness, and the world responds. You are not alone in this. Every soul is moving through their own field of cause and effect. Everyone is planting, harvesting, learning. There is space for all. There is time for healing. You walk on now, the mist lifting, the path clearer beneath your feet. The garden is still growing, and you are tending it with every breath, every step, every choice. You find yourself beside a quiet stream, the water gliding over smooth stones, never rushing, never hesitating. It reminds you of something ancient, something steady, like Dharma. In the Hindu tradition, Dharma is often described as the natural order, the right path, the sacred duty. But not duty in the sense of burden. Rather, it is the alignment between who you truly are and what you are meant to express in the world. Karma flows through Dharma. The two are intimately connected, like the roots and branches of the same tree. You pause by the stream, listening to its song, and you begin to wonder, what is my Dharma? What is the role my soul was born to play in this vast, mysterious theater of life? It is believed that Dharma is not something you must invent. It is something you uncover, like a statue already inside the stone, waiting for you to chisel away everything that is not you. And karma is the sculptor's tool. Every action, every challenge, every relationship is shaping you. Not punishing, not rewarding, but revealing. You are being refined through your experiences, brought closer to your center. Karma gives you the chance to walk your Dharma more clearly. Imagine a musician who tries to live like a soldier, or a healer who chooses a life of conflict. When you walk outside your Dharma, you feel heavy, disconnected. But when you align, things begin to flow, not always easily, but deeply. Life feels less like resistance and more like rhythm. The Bhagavad Gita speaks to this. It is better to live your own Dharma imperfectly than to live another's perfectly. This reminds you, your path is not meant to look like anyone else's. It is sacred because it is yours. You don't need to be a sage or a monk to walk in Dharma. If you are a mother, your Dharma may be found in presence. If you are an artist, your Dharma may be found in beauty. If you are a teacher, it may be found in truth. Each path is holy when walked with awareness. You may ask, how do I know when I'm aligned with my Dharma? There is a kind of quiet in the heart. Not always joy, not always ease, but a sense of meaning. A whisper that says, this matters. When your actions reflect your values, when your inner voice and your outer life begin to match, that is Dharma rising. Karma responds differently when you walk in Dharma. Your actions carry more weight, more clarity. You no longer act out of confusion or fear. You act from your essence. This creates a cleaner ripple, a stronger resonance. You begin to live, not just survive. You recall the lotus, the sacred symbol in Hinduism. It grows in the mud, but rises toward the light. Your Dharma is like this. It is not separate from the mess of life. It grows through it. Your karma may place you in difficult soil, but your Dharma gives you direction. When you stray from your Dharma, life speaks, not as punishment, but as correction. You feel it in restlessness, in exhaustion, in cycles that repeat without meaning. These are signals, not failures. You are being called back, not to perfection, but to authenticity. Sometimes your Dharma is quiet. It doesn't always look like purpose with a capital P. It might be found in how you speak to others, in the patience you offer, in the way you hold space for someone who is hurting. Dharma is not always a job. It is a state of being. According to ancient scriptures, the universe sustains itself through Dharma. When individuals live in alignment, the world becomes more balanced, more peaceful, more alive. And when this harmony is broken, when action is taken without awareness, when ego replaces truth, suffering grows. This is not a curse. It is a signal, a reminder to return. You walk now beneath tall trees. The branches sway gently, not resisting the wind but moving with it. Dharma is like this, not rigid but responsive. It is your path, but it evolves with you. As you grow, your Dharma grows. As you learn, you are given new responsibilities, new expressions of your soul's voice. Sometimes karma places you in front of obstacles not to block your Dharma, but to reveal it. Challenges are not always detours. They are tests that clarify what truly matters. A cracked shell allows the light to enter. Think of the blacksmith's fire. Intense, consuming, but it shapes the blade. In the same way, your karma is shaping you. And when you choose to rise, to act with grace even in hardship, you step deeper into Dharma. You begin to carry light, even when the road is dark, and, in doing so, you become a blessing, not only for yourself, but for others. For every soul you meet, your alignment becomes a quiet offering, a signal of possibility, a reminder that peace is not found in escaping life, but in walking it with heart. You breathe in now, gently, fully, and you ask yourself, not with urgency, but with sincerity, what is mine to do? What am I here to bring? You do not need the full answer, only the next step. Dharma unfolds, one breath at a time, and as you walk it, your karma becomes clearer. Your path becomes lighter. You begin to trust, not only life but yourself. You walk through a soft field at dusk, where the air holds both silence and memory. The horizon glows gold, and every shadow feels like a story. In this space between light and dark, you begin to sense something deeper, something older. The rhythm of return. The cycle of rebirth. In the Hindu tradition, karma is not confined to one lifetime. It flows beyond the visible, carried through the soul's many journeys. This idea is known as samsara, the wheel of birth, death, and rebirth. You are not here for the first time, and perhaps not for the last. Each life is a chapter, it is said. Each experience a sentence, each choice a word. And karma. Karma is the ink that connects them all. You pause, looking at your hands. You wonder what they've touched before, what they've let go of, what they are here to create again. According to ancient texts like the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita, the soul, the Atman, is eternal. It wears bodies the way one changes clothes. The body comes and goes. The soul remains, always moving forward, always learning, but not randomly. The soul is drawn into situations that reflect what it still needs to understand, not as punishment, but as possibility. A soul that once acted without compassion may be placed in a life where compassion is the only way forward. A life of pride may return as one of humility. This is the deeper law of karma, not revenge, but restoration. Not a scale of guilt, but a circle of learning. Every birth offers the soul a new chance to balance what was once thrown off. You imagine, now a potter's wheel, spinning steadily. The clay is shaped, then reshaped. Not because it is wrong, but because the potter sees its potential. This is how the universe works, not with judgment, but with patience, with the slow hands of love. It is believed that the circumstances of your life, your family, your body, your culture, are not random. They are part of a greater equation. Some are results of past intentions. Others are invitations for growth. This is not always easy to accept, especially in the face of pain. But in the Hindu tradition, suffering is never seen as meaningless. It is a fire that burns away illusion, that sharpens the soul, not to punish, but to purify. You may ask, why don't I remember my past lives? And the answer is gentle, because memory is not always necessary. Your soul remembers, even when your mind does not. The lessons are carried in your instincts, your fears, your patterns of love and loss. Sometimes you meet a person for the first time and feel as though you've known them forever. Sometimes a place feels like home before you've ever stepped foot in it. These are echoes, soul memories, rising like whispers from a deeper stream. Rebirth is not only external, it happens within this very life. Each time you let go of an old identity, each time you forgive, each time you wake up to a deeper truth, you are being reborn. And with each inner death, something more eternal is revealed. The Gita says, "As a person sheds worn-out garments and wears new ones, the soul discards old bodies and enters new ones." You carry the essence, not the form. You are not the roles you've played, but the one who has played them. This brings a quiet freedom. You are never truly trapped. No mistake is permanent. No wound is final. You are always moving forward. Even your suffering is sacred. It is carving space for new light. You think now of a river that vanishes underground, only to rise again miles later, clear and refreshed. You may not see where your karma flows, but it never stops moving. Every thought, every gesture, every act of love plants seeds for futures you cannot yet see. And just as karma continues beyond death, so does your responsibility, not out of fear, but out of grace. To act with awareness now is to bless your future selves. To act with love is to nourish lives you haven't yet lived. This vision of karma and rebirth does not ask you to believe blindly. It invites you to live mindfully, to consider that your journey is larger than this moment, but shaped entirely by it. You slow your breath. The wind brushes your face like a memory. You do not need to remember every past life to walk this one with presence. You are here now. This life, this moment, is your most precious gift. It is not about how many lives you've lived. It's about how awake you are in this one. Even if you've carried pain from another time, you can choose how to hold it now. You can respond with peace, with grace, with forgiveness, and in that choice, you rewrite the future. You begin to understand, not in words, but in sensation, that your soul is not here to escape the world. It is here to understand it, to heal it, to shine through it. And one day, when your karma is quiet, when your lessons are lived, when your love has deepened beyond return, you may step off the wheel, not in escape, but in freedom. This is moksha, liberation. The soul returns to the source, no longer separate, no longer seeking, just light, resting in light. But for now, you are here, with feet on the earth, with breath in your lungs, with a path that is still unfolding. You walk gently, knowing that every step echoes across time. across lifetimes, across eternity. The night is quiet now. You feel it settling around you like a warm shawl. The stars pulse slowly overhead, and your breath mirrors their rhythm. This is not an ending, but a pause, a sacred space where something deeper begins. You sit by an unseen fire, one that glows within. And as you sit, the teachings rise, not as commands, but as invitations. In the Hindu tradition, it is believed that karma is not only inherited, it is also transformed. Through awareness, through action, through love, the past may shape the present, but it does not bind the future. You are not a prisoner of your karma. You are its sculptor. This is where conscious action enters. Action that is neither reactive nor selfish, but wise, intentional, and born of the heart. This is how karma is released. Not by running from the past, but by acting with clarity in the present. In Sanskrit, this is called karma yoga, the path of selfless action. It is one of the 4 primary spiritual paths in Hindu philosophy. Not every path involves renunciation or retreat. Some require you to step forward, fully engaged with life, but free from the hunger for reward. Imagine planting a tree. You water it, care for it, knowing you may never sit in its shade. Yet you act with joy. That is karma yoga. The tree is not your possession. The love you give it is your offering. The Bhagavad Gita speaks of this path with beauty. You have the right to act, but not to the fruits of action. It's not about avoiding results. It's about not clinging to them. You begin to see this more clearly. That freedom does not mean doing nothing. It means doing everything with love, without attachment. This is the paradox of karma. You shape your destiny most when you release your desire to control it. You may feel resistance. The mind often wants guarantees, but the soul understands something else. It seeks peace more than success. It seeks truth more than reward. It knows that the real fruit of action is the purity of the act itself. When you help someone without expecting thanks, when you speak kindly even when no one notices, when you choose patience over pride, these are not small acts. These are silent revolutions. They are how you cleanse karma, not through grand rituals, but through humble intention. In Hindu thought, gunas, qualities of nature, also shape your karma. There are 3: tamas, inertia, ignorance, confusion; rajas, passion, ambition, desire; sattva, clarity, compassion, balance. You begin to notice when you're caught in tamas, feeling heavy or reactive. You recognize rajas when the fire of ambition blinds your peace. And slowly, through reflection, breath, and mindfulness, you cultivate sattva, a state of inner stillness that aligns your karma with your soul. This doesn't mean perfection. It means presence. It means asking, before every choice, is this action born of fear or of love? And when you slip, as all do, you return, gently, with forgiveness. Because healing karma is not a punishment, it is a remembering, a return to your deepest nature. There is another secret here. Karma is not only about individual paths, it is also collective. Families, communities, even entire cultures carry shared patterns, some ancient, some still forming. And when you choose awareness, you don't just heal yourself. You offer light to the lineage behind you and the generations ahead. This is why your smallest acts matter more than you know. A mother calming her child, a stranger offering kindness, a prayer whispered in the dark. These are threads in the great tapestry of being. The universe listens, always. You see now that living with karma is not about control, it's about care. Every action becomes sacred, not because it is seen, but because it is real. You walk through your day not with fear of what you will become, but with reverence for who you already are. A soul learning how to love, a heart learning how to serve, a spirit remembering its home. You ask quietly, how do I release karma? The answer comes softly. Act with love. Let go. Begin again. This is the gentle power of the present moment. It is always new. It always offers a door. You take a deep breath. You are not the past. You are not your mistakes. You are the one who sees, who chooses, who can change. And this awareness is the key. The sages say, when your actions are no longer bound to the ego, you become like the lotus, untouched by the mud, rooted in the earth, and open to the sun. So you live with softness, with stillness, with sacred intention. And as you do, karma no longer binds you. It flows through you like music. Each note played with love becomes part of a greater harmony. You rise from the fire now, not as one burned, but as one lit from within. You walk slowly through the dark, but you leave footprints of light. Word count, 182. Closing reflection. And now, the journey softens. Your breath slows. The fire of knowing becomes a quiet ember, gently glowing, gently waiting. You've traveled through stories not of others, but of yourself. The mystery of karma, once distant, now sits beside you like an old friend. Not a rule, but a rhythm. Not a burden, but a blessing. You see life differently now, not as a series of accidents, but as invitations. Each moment, each person, each choice, a teacher, a mirror, a seed. There is no need to rush. The soul moves at the pace of silence. Every act of patience is progress. Every step of compassion is light returned. You rest now in this simple truth. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be present. Let go of the weight of results. Let your actions bloom from the heart. Whether seen or unseen, each one becomes part of your liberation. There is peace in this. You are not lost. You are learning. And every lesson is love remembering itself. Let the silence hold you. Let the stars witness you. You are a soul on its sacred path. Nothing is wasted. Everything returns. And as the light fades gently into the horizon, you smile. Because now, you walk not just with understanding, but with grace. Om Shanti, dear soul.